boy Juan 98. The name of the game is blocks, right? So how about 3 of them? Once, twice, and the third one is a snatch? Nice. Next up is Black Scorpion RP in my career. When you swat a ball so far that it sets up your own fast break, that's game changing. How about the block plus the open court speed? Impressive motor. Swinging over to the rack with Donkey Opry. Starts with the grab block and then a long outlet pass. Runs to the paint and gets rewarded with a stunning switch hand dunk. Protect the paint on one end, punish it on the other. Last play is from the Rec with X630 Gamer. No bigger defensive play than this. Runs all the way out from the key and stuffs a potential game winner. Wasn't even their matchup. Great reaction. Vote now for your top play of the week. And if you want your highlights to be featured in a future episode, submit them to social media using the hashtag 2KTVWow. Those were some amazing blocks. Want to boost your defense? Mobile One has you covered. Get a defensive edge with a 50-game MyPlayer boost. Unlock yours when you buy participating Mobile One motor oils at Walmart through December 31st.
This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. And tonight, we'll see the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the New York Knicks. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. Then on Saturday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. So the New York starting five: Barrett Knox are the wingmen. Mitchell Robinson out there with Toppin. And it's Payton in at the 1 spot. And for the Cavaliers, Sexton and Osman on the perimeter. Kevin Love out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Garland in at the point guard position. Greg, what are they feeling here on opening day from the harsh ending to last season? Still very vivid in their minds?
Kevin, they are motivated. You've had to think about that all summer long, and the chance for retribution starts here.
Now the pass to Knox. Here's Barrett. New York moving the ball around, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive by Elfrid Payton. To draw a foul inside the paint, the D looks flustered.
It's his first trip to the line.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
He doesn't get the second one. And Sexton has it in the corner. Sinks the triple.
Looking better and better from that range is Colin Sexton.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks.
And his whole career, Kevin Love, a fantastic passer at that position. Great vision for a big man.
You think about it, Greg, he's one of those players who you're kind of watching throughout the course of any game, and you're hoping for that kind of highlight. I mean, that's rarefied air. If it's not a dunk, or we're waiting for a Kevin Love outlet pass, that tells you it's special.
New York with the ball. It's Barrett on the wing. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Barrett with the ball. Love grabs the board. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. And that one's good. Drummond.
Hey, that's Drummond. Throwback center who does almost all of his damage inside.
Floats one. The shot, no good. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they took on the Knicks.
Yeah, and they lost the season series to this squad last time around. Maybe a little extra motivation tonight to show they've improved.
He gets that one.
Shooting 4 of 5 to start the game. That's got to be a feel good.
The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Robinson passes to Payton, and the shot is good.
How about that? The big man, Mitchell Robinson, able to find a teammate.
And there's a minute 45 left in the first. Here's Osman. He's coming off a 19-point game against New York. Sexton, the pass to Love. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clanked it.
The second effort, and it's laid in by Payton. Payton's got 5.
Don't want to lose track of Payton inside. He has size at that guard position and was crafty. Used his body and athleticism and tracked down a no rebound.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. It's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. A different look for New York. And so here's Cleveland. Left side, Nance. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Kicks it to Okoro. Pass to Windler. To the paint. Here's Nance. It's deflected.
That's just a good, solid, instinctual play there from Randall.
McGee's shot is off.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now, here's Bullock. A 17-point game for him in the win against Cleveland. Porter passes to Nance. And he banks in the layup.
You got to do better than that on Larry Nance Jr. Outstanding at keeping his balance, even after getting hit.
Burks against Porter. Burks' shot is good. For Cleveland, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. New York trailing. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Stolen by McGee. To the middle. Here's Porter. Oh, that was something else.
Well, Nance is just such a cerebral player out there. Does a good job of trying to be a threat with the assist.
Here's Ntilikina. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so the first quarter is in the books. Cleveland ahead, leading by 4. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Recently, we had a chance to speak with R.J. Barrett about what was a trying first year.
I hate losing, but at the end of the day, it's part of the game.
And Barrett, a guy who's accustomed to winning, at least as an amateur group.
I mean, he won a championship in high school, could have won one in his only year of college. He's going to be a driving force for the organization to get better.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And from what we've seen from the Cavaliers, what do you guys see?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
So much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
Hands out there, it's JaVale McGee. Then it's Okoro. Then it's Porter. And it's Windler in at the 1. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Last season, during the hiatus, the Knicks did a retrospective of Linsanity. You remember that stretch in 2012. Jeremy Lin took the league by storm. He said he was floored to be recognized in such a fashion. For New Yorkers who are going through so much, it was a chance to reminisce about some pleasant surprises. Guys?
Great, David. Thank you. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks.
And checking out the stats for Drummond. Coming off a terrific season. Last year averaged 17 points a game, 15 rebounds, and 2 assists. And every team needs a good backup big to spell the starters, and that's what he brings to the table.
The role consists of rebounding, setting screens, protecting the rim. Anything else he gives you is found change in the couch.
Just a great job of controlling that defensive backboard, then getting out in transition. That's been the difference.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Robinson finds Barrett. Can they get it? It's rebounded by Cleveland.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
It's tipped. Toppin with the steal. Now here's Payton. He's guarded closely. Passes it to Toppin. 1:57 left to play in the first half. Just 5 on the clock.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
And at last season's trade deadline, Andre Drummond traded away basically for a second-round pick. A shockingly low return for a guy who was once considered a franchise player.
So it's the Knicks now, following the score by Cleveland. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Payton. Love goes in, and the dunk by Love.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down?
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Here's Robinson following the score by Cleveland. And there it is for him. And Greg, why is it that the Pistons got so little in exchange for Drummond?
Well, I think he was an impending free agent. I think Detroit looking to rebuild. Also, it says something about the center position in today's game.
Timeout called, Cleveland. And Cleveland making a change here. Osman's checked in. With the break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second chance points last year. Number 1, the Knicks.
Yeah, that was a huge factor for them a season ago. And their ability to attack the offensive glass and then convert those into second chance buckets. I mean, no one did it better.
Garland, no good. Knicks trailed by 11. Knox the pass to Barrett. It's Drummond with the rebound. The Cavaliers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Garland kicks to Drummond. Here's Osman. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. From the left block. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. The Knicks have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. And the basket by Knox.
Yeah, I think the momentum right there for Knox really helped him move through that contact.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Drummond in the post. Robinson on him. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Cleveland shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
Oh, and he beat it.
Did they just do that, Kevin?
They just did.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an incredible shot there. Just let it fly, take a chance, and somehow that one goes in.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Cavaliers lead by 7. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. From one Kevin to another, you guys were dominant in that first half, and you have a big lead. But do you forget about that in the second half?
Oh, yeah. We got to treat it like a 0-0 game. I know we're going to say in the locker room we got to come out and win the third quarter. If we do that, we feel like we'll be okay. But like I said, this team is tough. We know they're capable of coming back.
Well, we'll see what happens, Kevin. Thanks. Now back to the other Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. The largest lead they had was 6 in the opening period. For the Cavaliers, Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that, instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
And over to Kenny, what'd you think about New York?
Well, after the field goal percentage they allowed in the first half, it's time for them to get tough. That's right, tough. If they're going to stay in this game, they'll need to turn this into a street fight. Get physical. Let some elbows go. Yes, let them go. And guys know they're going to be no more easy baskets in here. Let them know that.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
How many seconds do I got for the
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. It's been quite a game for Elfrid Payton.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
The Cavaliers leading by 7. Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Barrett Knox are the wingmen. Robinson is out there with Toppin. And it's Payton in at the point guard. And it's Drummond missing. And so Payton will bring it up for New York. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Well, Cleveland shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. Sexton finds Drummond. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Drummond's got 7 points in the game. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to effecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. 6 to shoot. Here's Barrett. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Barrett's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, he's going to find a way to score. RJ sniffing out the opportunity there.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
The number 3 pick back in the 2019 draft. RJ wanted to play for the Knicks. He knew it wouldn't be easy with all the turmoil last season. Boy, was that an understatement.
For the Cavaliers.
And checking out some numbers for Barrett. Last season's performance for him came in about 14 points per, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he can play some valuable minutes on the wing for this team.
I just want to kick back and lounge here because when this guy's hot, it's a love story. And when he's cold, it's a nightmare. So sit back, get your popcorn. Let's see what he does.
You know, Greg, you asked Barrett. He said he felt better prepared for the glare of the New York media after his one season at Duke because, playing there is in the national limelight. You're on a star-studded team.
Yeah, I mean, playing with Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, and Trey Jones, the Knicks could use a little more star talent, though, if they're going to turn the corner.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. The Knicks making the shot. Pass to Okoro. It's Porter outside. Toppin pulls it in. Knicks trail by 7. There's a minute 47 left here in the 3rd quarter. Payton passes to Knox. Cavaliers with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And as things present themselves throughout a game, teams have to adapt on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team.
There's 1:26 left to play in the 3rd. Ntilikina passes to Bullock. To the inside. Randall down low, covered by Nance. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Randall. Here's McGee. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. McGee's got his 2nd bucket tonight. For New York, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Burks against Porter. Burks can't get it to go. The Cavaliers leading by 9. passes to Nance. McGee dishes to Porter. 36 seconds left to play in the third. The Knicks shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Ntilikina passes to Burks. He can't get that one. Nice D from Porter. Cavaliers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Here's Okoro. Banked in off the glass. Okoro's got 7 points.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
No one near Randall as he lets it go. And it's off from three-point range. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll return shortly. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
And that's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Ashman and Love are the forwards. Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. And it's Drummond in at the center. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. 4 on the clock. Here's Ntilikina. That shot no good. And Love's got the ball here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 11-point game. And that one's good. Osman.
Kevin Love, great recognition as to what was happening there. Saw the floor, saw the teammate, and saw the passing opportunity.
Here's Ntilikina. There's the pass to Randall. He kicks it to Barrett. Over Sexton. Barrett the pass to Toppin. Got it from 16 feet.
Yeah, you could see that RJ had seen him open earlier and then got in the right spot to deliver.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Sexton finds Drummond from deep. And there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by Drummond. Sexton's got the lead up to 14 now for the Cavs. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
The Cavs really took a long look at Colin Sexton last year as a playmaker, and it seems like he's moving more and more into that role of being a microwave scorer.
Look for New York. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Randall. Kevin Knox comes in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Ntilikina. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, let's summarize what Tom Thibodeau went over with his guys during the break. He said, do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back. Right?
Here's Sexton after R.J. Barrett's bucket. Sexton on the wing. Back to Drummond. Oh, and the jam by Drummond.
And look at Drummond, capable of rising up and dropping an absolute hammer.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Here's Barrett. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Drummond's got his 6th rebound on the night. Sexton with it. Robinson picks him up. Pass to Osman. Now here's Drummond. Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland, where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
Here's Sexton. Following the score by New York. Garland, the pass to Love. Kicks it to Garland. Fires for three. The Cavaliers again can't hit.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Cavaliers.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Andre Drummond.
He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference. Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Nerlens Noel checks in for Mitchell Robinson. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Toppin. Rivers, he's checked in for Kevin Knox. And it's Dennis Smith in for Payton. And the call on the shot, it sends him to the line.
That size a lot to deal with out there. Maker uses it to his advantage to get a foul.
And the second of two is good. That will push the lead to double digits.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of it.
New York, no good that time either. And here's Exum. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they